Hi everyone, back to the More YouTube channel. It's Chris back with a match preview for Newcastle United's upcoming game this Sunday down at Molineux against Wolverhampton Wanderers. That's right. Tough game this was last season. And Wolves are no mugs, despite sitting 18th in the Premier League right now. Good manager in Gary O'Neill, decent side. This won't be a rollover for Newcastle, no doubt about it. But our lads are coming back with some great form from international duty. So I'm hoping this is going to be a decent result for the club. So we'll get stuck right into this in a minute, just talk about how I think the lads are going to line up, talk about the opposition, talk about how I think the game is going to go. But just before we do, as I always say, a little reminder, if you haven't already, smash subscribe, come and join us, help get us to that 9,000 subscriber mark. We're really close. We've only got a few hundred to go, and then you could be in it to win it for our brilliant retro McEwen's blue Newcastle United shirt that we're going to raffle off as the 9K subscriber prize. Like the video, guys. Help the channel grow. We love all the support. We love doing this, and we're dying to get to 9K, then on at 10 if we possibly can as well. So smash that button. All free content. But if you do want to be a member and get exclusive access to these videos before they go out with anybody else, there's options down there too. So let's get stuck in. So as I say, this is not going to be a rollover. Wolves have started the Premier League a little bit difficult. I think they've drawn one. I think they've lost two. So they're sitting in 18th. They haven't won a game yet, but they are a decent side and they play some decent football. I like Gary O'Neill. I like what he does. And I just think that Wolves aren't a team that I think are going to be in trouble come the end of the season. I think they're just waiting to spark into life. Maybe they've just started off a little bit slowly. Maybe the international break will do them favours. But I do think the international break has been really kind to Newcastle United. I think with Alexander Isak banging in goals, Sandro Tonali getting two real good sessions for Italy, playing really well. Even Lewis Hall banging 2 assists for the under-21s as well. Bruno winning for Brazil, Tino getting called up to England, confidence growing. So, and Gordon looking sharp again. So this is looking really, really good for Newcastle. I think this is maybe what our players needed for once. A pointless international break may do us the world of good. But this is how I think we are going to line up today. Now, the big question is Nick Pope. Is he fit? Is he not fit? Loads of rumours doing the rounds that he was injured away on England duty. Now, that is a massive, massive problem for Newcastle if he is injured, I must admit. And it just shows you the gaps that they've left at the back with goalkeepers if he is injured, and they didn't bring in another goalkeeper in this window. I know we brought in Ruddy and Vlachodimos, who, one's like 46 and the other one's never going to play. So pointless, really. We're still going to end up with Dubravka back in between the sticks if Pope is injured. I pray to God that he's not. And let's hope he starts again, because we know how good he is. We saw the saves in the last Premier League game that we had. He is valuable for that, and he does save us points. So Nick Pope in the sticks. We're going to go Tino Livramento at right back. He didn't get a game for England, but I think Tino will start this game. I think 100% we can really start strong against Wolves here and push from the front, really, and with the attacking quality the likes of Tino and Lewis Hall has on the opposite side, which you can see we've got him as the left back. I think we could really go at Wolves, get control of this game, go at them full tilt in the first 10-15 minutes and put them to the sword. And if we do that, I think we can really get the points in this game. I'd love to see Tino at full tilt in this game. Fabian Schär should be back from his suspension, so he's jumping in at centre-half alongside Dan Burn. Emil Kraft got a bit of a knock anyway, but I think he would have come out of the team as soon as Fabian Schär is back. And it just gives you so much having Fabian Schär in the back four. He brings that ball out from the back four. He lets the likes of Bruno and Tonali go 15 yards further up the park so they can influence the game in the right areas of the pitch. So I really do think having Schär back will be tremendous for the midfield three to allow them to get up into the box and cause absolute fucking havoc. We saw from Tonali's sexy little backheel flick for Italy that he's bang at it and he's ready to go. And I'd love to see him and Bruno further up the park causing absolute mayhem against this Wolves midfield. And going to the other side of the back four, we've got Lewis Hall there, getting 2 assists for England from left back. I think he's such a good young attacking left back, such a talent. His defensive capabilities sometimes can be left to the imagination, but he's getting better. He's putting in good tackles, he's getting good position sense, but going forward and creating chances. We saw in that England game. In a game like this, we should really be going at Wolves and stretching them. And I'd love to see Hall play there. I hope Eddie doesn't go for the Lloyd Kelly option and keep a winning side like he did against Spurs. I understand the logic for it, Eddie, but in a game like this, I think the opportunity is there for Hall and Livramento to just cause absolute fucking carnage. And I really hope that he goes for it. The midfield three, we've gone for Joe Linton, Bruno, and Sandro Tonali. Again, Sandro, what a great international break. He had disallowed goal, man of the match performances, sexy back heel flicks, putting Mbappe on his arse, everything you could possibly want from Sandro Tonali's Italian comeback. And the guy just looks like in great shape. He's come back. He's got a point to prove, I think, for club and for country. And I just think he's going to be such a valuable player for Newcastle this season. I really do. And these are the kind of games Tonali can grab by the balls and just boss it, him and Bruno, in the middle of that park. And I really do think this is a game for them to excel in. And Joe Linton as well. Joe Linton's had a little bit of up, a little bit of down. These are the kind of games where it gets a little bit dirty, gets a little bit ugly. Joe Linton's there, smashing people all over the place, popping up with a goal here and there. So, yeah, that midfield three could dominate this game, and that could be where the game is won. The front three, I've gone for the notorious BIG. I've moved Gordon over to the right. I've got Isak through the middle. What can we say? Alexander Isak, he finished the national break with a goal for Newcastle on a plate by Jacob Murphy, it must be said. Then he's went and got himself, 3 international goals in 2 games and an assist for Sweden. He's looked shit hot. If he comes back to the Premier League in that kind of form, Wolves could be the first to absolutely get it, and they'll join that long list of badges on the dog lead that you've seen walking through Shields, and there'll be another one put to the sub. Alexander Isak. Barnes is in the goals as well. Great finish against Spurs. Unbelievable finish. Go back and watch it. Just gets better and better. Harvey Barnes deserves a run in this team. He's got goals in him. He's got assists in him. And he's such a good finisher. Next to Isak, he's the best finisher that we've got in the squad. Wilson in there as well. He's either 2 or 3, whichever way you want to put them there. Maybe we could see Callum Wilson back on the bench too, which is huge for Newcastle. It was Callum Wilson's 2 goals last season that saved us the point at Molineux. After I think they were 2-1 up or 2-0 up possibly. So having Callum on the bench would be absolutely brilliant as well. But Asala scored at the national break as well, so maybe he deserves a chance off the bench. But if we play that midfield three, that front three, and that back four, I'm pretty confident that we could really go out Wolves here and get a positive result. But as I say, they're no mugs, Wolves. The last game, they drew 1-1 with Nottingham Forest, a very energetic Nottingham Forest that we played in the Cup. No slouches again. In terms of their best player, it was Cunha, who, again, he's a very good player. He finds space, he stretches teams, he's got a bit of quality. He can run at players, he can go either side, he can finish as well. And he played really, really well in that game against Nottingham Forest. Again, in their midfield, we've got Lamina, who's got a goal against us last season. Again, he's lively. He likes to get on the ball. He likes to make things happen. The back four is fairly strong as well. The likes of Dawson and Mascara as well. I'm not too keen on Sam Johnson, I must admit. I know people do rate him, but I'm not particularly a big fan of him. I think we could really go with him. I think smashing them from set pieces with the big lads like Dan Burn and Joe Linton, and just try from range as well with the likes of Sandro, Barnes in particular with his finishing ability, Isak. I really think we could go at these guys and really give it to them. I mean, the best 2 players on the park for Wolves in the last game before the national break was Cunha and Lamina, but the back 2 as well, the centre-back pairing of Mascara and Dawson, I mean, they were really tested against Nottingham Forest as well. Having to block 3 shots and make 3 interceptions, 7 aerial duels or overall that Mascara had to go for as well. So, that was against big Chris Wood, obviously former Newcastle player as well. Likewise, Craig Dawson as well, quite busy in terms of the attack from Nottingham Forest, who do look a decent side, to be honest with you. And again, looking at that as well, he had 7 clearances, Craig Dawson, 2 block shots, 2 tackles as well. So, it was a busy day for them, and I think we can get at this team, I really do. But the likes of Cunha is the star man for me. He's the guy that I would be generally worried about, in terms of his performance against Nottingham Forest there. 83% passing accuracy, 3 crosses, only 1 on target. Big chance. He created 1 big chance in the game as well. And he is lively and he is dangerous and he likes to pop up all over the place. He pulls over to that left-hand side quite a lot, but he can tuck inside and he can score goals. And he is a danger. He is a threat. So I think that's somebody that we really have to keep an eye of as well. They've got the big lad up front now as well. They've got Jürgen Strand Larsen. So he's, I think he's a handful. He gets stuck in. He likes to, mix it up with the back 4 as well. But I'm not sure that, he's going to be as big of a threat to the likes of Fabian Schär and Dan Burn, maybe as potentially other strikers in the Premier League in this game as well. But it will be interesting to see, what team Wolves put out there as well. And I do like them as a team. I think they do perform quite well. I think that, they're energetic. I like that manager. He never gives up. He really has that kind of strong, intense pressing of the teams as well, getting the ball back. Very, very good style of play, actually, I think. And he's quite unlucky, maybe not got a better job. No disrespect to Wolves. Apology for the sun there. I'm kind of cut in the middle. I just have a weird little sunspot at the moment. So hopefully you can see me okay on the screen there. I look like I'm kind of 2 shades of grey there. Only 2, not 50. It's not that kind of channel. But yeah, this should be a tough game for Newcastle. But I do think with that team that we'll put out, especially the form, the lads are on for the national break, I do fancy Newcastle to win this game. And I'm going to go for a 2-1 Newcastle United victory. We're not quite firing on all cylinders yet, so I'm not going to sit here and say 3 or 4-1, but I think this is a good game for us, and I think Newcastle will do the business with the players that we've got in the park after the national break that they've had and the form they're coming back with. I think Newcastle will be too strong for Wolves in this game. I'm going for 2 on Newcastle. Let us know in the comments below what you guys think, how you think the game's going to go, how you think about the lineup, how you think about Wolves as well. Do you think they're a decent side? Do you think it's something we should be dangerous of, be a bit conscientious of? Wolves fans, if you're watching, jump in the comments. We welcome any comments here as well, as long as it's not abusive. Let us know how you think the game is going to go as well. I don't think this is going to be an easy walk for Newcastle. I do like the way you guys play. We're just waiting for you guys to click. Hopefully it isn't against us at the weekend, and hopefully we can do the business and get the points. But I do think the Wolves will be all right come the end of the season. But I think this game maybe one too much for them. The form that the lads have come back from, we should really go at this team and get the win. So thanks for watching, guys. Remember to smash subscribe, like the video, help the channel grow. We'll be back with a post-match on Sunday after the Wolves game. Have a belter until then. We'll see you later.
Take